Hello everyone, and happy freaking new year. Happy 2024. Can you believe it is 2020? I can't believe it's 2024. Like this is cray right now. Okay, like wanted to do a video just kind of like going over some of the things that I learned in 2023 that I think are really amazing to cultivate in 2024 to make it your best year yet. There are 5 things that I've come up with. That's 10. There are 5 things I've come up with, and I really want to share them with you guys to kind of help you to have the best, at least, start of your 2024 season. We're here for it. We're here for the healing. We're here for ourselves. We're just here for it. We're here for it. While I do my makeup today, I am going to be going over those 5 habits that I really just wanted to share with you guys that I think we could all incorporate into our lives to make our lives so much better and enjoyable. And yeah, I have my coffee and I have all of my products out here. I'm going to be using a few new things. We're going to just be doing a really natural look. And yeah, let's get into it. First things first, I'm going to be going in with my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I truly like this primer. There's been mixed reviews on it. Some people it works, some people it doesn't. I like it. I don't mind it. So habit number 1 that I came up with, and this is like an oldie but a goodie, learn to say no. I am only going to be speaking from personal experience here. My mental health has gotten so much better when I learned to say no. From a business aspect, I was working so much as a bridal artist and doing at least one wedding for every weekend of the year. I did more than like 425 faces, I think, in 1 year. And I mean, that's well over 1 face a day. And even though like I was making a lot of money and I was really successful, like more financially, my mental health was absolutely in the garbage. I was suffering so bad from anxiety and depression and exhaustion and burnout and all those things that at one point I was just like, something's got to give. Something has got to give. I learned that I had to start saying no. If I didn't start saying no to some of these jobs, I was not only going to keep suffering, but my business was going to suffer. Like I was just so irritable. I was like kind of not really being as nice as I possibly could to other people, and like that's all on me. I was exhausted, and I learned very quickly, like, Jen, you have to give yourself the love and attention before you ever give anyone else the love and attention. Like your cup can only be full so that you can then fill other people's cups to be full and make them happy and give a service and all those crazy good things. Although money is a great thing and success is a great thing, success doesn't always mean financially. Success to me now, learning what I have in the past few years and going through that burnout, it's time, it's freedom, it's having the ability to say no, it is time with family and friends, it's time to just enjoy the things that I work so hard for. That to me is true wealth, true success. Being able to have a really great, stable mental health, that also complete success. And not only was I suffering mentally, I was suffering physically. My thyroid, which I've always had a thyroid disease, my thyroid went bonkers and went hypoactive. At one point I suffered from extremely low hemoglobin and iron deficiency. I had a couple cancer scares there for a while. It was actually chaotic, and literally the only fix there was learn to say no. I had to literally start taking care of myself, because if I didn't, I was going to end up a very sick person. So if in 2024 your New Year's resolution or your goals, because I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions, just honestly goals, right, is to have more freedom and have and just start taking care of yourself. Really ask yourself, is there any place in my life where I can learn to say no? And this just doesn't come from a business aspect. That was just my own personal experience with it. But learn to say no to family members. Learn to say no to friends. If something isn't speaking to you, if it doesn't really feel right, just say no. If you're being judged for the fact that you're saying no, then that person doesn't belong in your life. They're not good for you. So bye. You don't need that. Only cultivate all the positivity in your life. And always, always, always start by advocating for yourself and learning to say no to the things that don't feel right. Guys, I completely forgot about this glow stick that I have from Tarte, and I'm absolutely gonna use it today. I found it in my drawer. So I'm actually gonna put this on underneath of my foundation. I just did some color correction and concealer, but I'm just gonna actually put this on first. And look at me with a wet beauty blender. Like, who even am I? I'm like a whole new woman going into 2024. Okay. I'm just gonna use this to, yes, look at that. Oh my God, I actually love this. I'll link everything down below, by the way. Number 2, our reaction to situations in our lives says so much about the person that we are. I, for one, when I react too quickly to things and I'm a little bit too dramatic, or if I say something without really thinking it or whatever, I always, always regret it. Always. I'm someone who literally beats myself up over the stupidest things. Like, literally, I am that person who lays in bed at night just like, why did I say that? And literally just like cringing with stupidity. Like, so embarrassed that I even said that. Like, Jen, why? So in 2024, when we are in a situation that may have some higher emotions, let's all learn to pause, then react. Pause, then react. Reacting in the most graceful way possible has so much to say about your maturity level, about your mental stability, about your emotional stability, your emotional maturity. It has so much to say about the person that you are, because you don't just go into a situation reacting in a way that is completely unnecessary. Our brains be making everything way more dramatic than they need to be. Okay, like, can you stop it please, brain? Like, can you please? Let's just all pause before we react to something so that we can really learn to take it in and listen to our bodies and listen to how we truly feel about things. I feel like that kind of teaches us to learn how to pay attention to how our bodies regulate. And I don't know, I feel like we could probably learn a lot about ourselves when we just kind of pause. We pause, think about what someone says, and then like, okay, let me go about it this way and just talk. I just feel like, I don't know, it's such a healthier way to go about things, and there's so much less conflict when we all just kind of pause and like really reflect and react to a situation in the most mature way. I'm using the Chanel Le Beige Water Fresh Complexion Touch. So it's this guy. This is kind of sort of going viral right now on like, well, it did at the end of 2023. Cause I think Revlon, was it Revlon that came out with one? I don't know, I forget. One of the like drugstores came out with almost the exact same thing, but I've had this for literally over a year, like a year and a half maybe. And I never really used it, but I'm like, I saw it on TikTok. I was like, I forgot I even had that foundation. So we are gonna use a few drops on the back of our hand. As you can see, it is like, it has all those little pigments in it. I'm gonna grab my Pinnacle foundation from Anissa, and I'm just gonna kind of start working this into our skin, my skin. And as you work it in and press it, I don't know why I find that so funny. As we work it in and press it in, all the pigments actually, the little pigment balls start to actually burst, and the heat against that friction really helps it to blend in. You do need, for me, if you want a higher coverage, obviously you need to use more, but I'm gonna kind of just show you guys. I like to kind of like press on them, and then you really need to work this all in. It looks kind of gross at first, I'm not gonna lie. But it is really, really light. Now, again, you don't have to use a brush. You can actually just use your fingers for this. But for me, I like to press everything in with a brush. And then since I actually have a beauty blender with me today, which is just from Amazon, I am absolutely gonna use that to press everything in. And believe it or not, I look very pale, but that's my color. That's my winter color, okay? Please, pale as hell over here. I ain't doing no fake baking, get out of here. I just realized I got that foundation everywhere. Why? Number 3. I feel like a lot of these are pretty cliche, but they are actually things that I've been practicing in the past, in 2023, and honestly have helped me so much. And I'm just hoping that maybe they help you guys as well. So number 3, learn to speak to yourself with respect. I have always heard, like, you know, talk to yourself like you would a friend. If a friend came to you with an issue or with a problem or just like a situation, would you talk to them the way that you are talking to yourself right now? I'd be talking to my friends and I'd be like, I am the #1 hype girl. Literally #1 hype girl. I'm literally the one on the sides like, yeah, you can do it. Like, you could literally be telling me you about to like pull an Evel Knievel and jump over 10 cars in with a motorcycle, and I'd be like, yes girl, do it. And I'm like, when in reality I'm like, no, you might die. I'm still gonna be the one on the sidelines like, you can do it. Even though you know your friend might, you know, severely hurt themselves, you absolutely need to talk and hype yourself up the exact same way you would a friend. I tend to put a ridiculous amount of pressure on myself to actually be perfect. I was never like held to any expectations as a child. I always expected to, you know, do good in school and whatnot, but like no crazy like perfectionism. It's just some stupid thing that I got stuck in my head to just be like this crazy pressure driven person. I would then start to talk to myself in a way that was so degrading and so disrespectful. It's where a lot of my anxiety and depression came from, because I was literally not living up to my own expectations. Years of therapy drove me to that, and here we are. Do I still do it? Yes, but I have gotten 99.9% better. I would literally talk to myself in the most degrading ways. You know, you suck, you're not as good as everyone else, and like, you may not even hear the words being said in your head, but it's almost like a core belief. It's like you already know the belief of that you're not good enough is there. Like, you don't even need to say it in your head. That's at least how it got for me. It was like a literal core belief of mine that I just sucked. I started to take the pressure off myself when I didn't finish a project, or if I didn't finish something, I would literally be like, okay, I'll finish it tomorrow. Like, I would literally have to say those words in my head to myself and be like, there's so many other people out there that aren't even doing a fraction of what you're already doing, Jen. You got this. So you need to learn to talk to yourself literally like you would a friend. Like that crazy friend you got that's trying to do the Evel Knievel jump. If they decide not to do it, be like, still be that hype girl. Still be like, you know what? Or hype boy. Just be like, you know what? You still got this. You still badass. That's all. You decided not to kill yourself. That's good. We're just gonna put some warmth back into this face because I'm pale as hell. No matter what you choose to do in your life, talk to yourself like you would that friend. If you choose to say no to someone, support yourself in that. There's a reason why you choose to say no to that, because it didn't feel right. Absolutely support yourself like you would anyone else in your life. All of these, I feel, also like kind of all go together as well. Like they all kind of like tie together. Just having like the most successful badass year we possibly can. So Patrick Ta bronzer blush, just a little bit. I only went in with a little bit of powder under my eyes. My chair is so squeaky. I have to get a new one. No, you know what? I'm not. I actually love this chair, and if it squeaks, it squeaks, okay? I'm over it. I'm over it. That sound though, like, what is this life? All right, we're moving on. Just gonna go in with my Anissa multi powder, and then I actually found my Fenty powder in my drawer, and I'm just gonna real quick lightly powder over top of everything. We just like running errands and stuff today. It ain't nothing crazy, okay? We taking it easy. It's the beginning of the year. We going in real slow, real careful. Which actually the motto of 2024, right? Less is mo in 2024. Just want to put that out there. So the last two are probably the most important, and honestly the most important lessons that I learned in 2023, and the two that I'm most excited about sharing. Number 4, stop waiting for motivation. Stop it. Stop it right now. I read something in 2023 that was like, if we were always motivated to do certain things, we would literally be exhausted. Think when you feel that like motivation and like you clean your whole house, or you go for that 6-mile run, that crazy motivation feeling of like just getting everything done, imagine how exhausted we would be. There is no possible way that we could be motivated to do things all the time. Marathon runners are not motivated all the time. It just becomes a habit for them. For me, I started practicing things when I wasn't motivated. So I absolutely hate like doing dishes at night, like after dinner or whatever. I'm like, oh my God, they can just wait till tomorrow. But then I feel guilty for leaving them in the sink if I go to sleep, like with them dirty in the sink. Now, this is a very minor example, but I am not going to feel motivated every single night to put those dishes in the dishwasher or run the dishwasher or clean them by hand and then put them away. Never. Never. If I just like out of nowhere had that motivation every single night at the exact same time, like that, no, that's unrealistic. So what I started practicing was just doing it. I get up every morning and I just brush my teeth. I don't wait for motivation to just come bursting through the door and be like, Jen, here is the energy to brush your teeth this morning. No, I feel like a scumbag if I don't brush my teeth in the morning. It's just habit. It's just something that we learned to do when we were younger, and now we do it every single day without even thinking. Stop waiting for that burst of energy to do something. Say one of your goals is to move your body more in 2024. Don't wait for motivation. When someone's like, stop waiting for motivation, no, really, stop waiting for it, because it's not gonna come. It may come here and there, which is great. One day you're really not feeling it. You're thinking right now, like, Jen, some days I just feel so depressed and like so heavy and it's so tired. Stop right there. Let's go back to that other one. Pause, then react. Think about how you feel. If you are really that tired, give yourself grace to rest that day. But make yourself a promise that the next day you're just gonna get up, move for 10 minutes, move for 20 minutes. If you only got 5 minutes, move for 5 minutes. Just remember, motivation is not going to be there all the time. Make choices that are self-disciplined and going to better your life, and stop waiting for motivation, because the motivation just isn't going to be there. And if it is there, it's gonna be very short-lived. But when it leaves you, be like, that's cool, that's fine. I'm still gonna choose to go out and, you know, do this thing because it's what's best for my body. Small, little choices turn out to be much bigger things in the future. Stop waiting for the motivation. Just make the choice to do that one small thing today and do it with grace. Just gonna fill my brows in a little bit. Ooh, I think I got a pimple in my eyebrow. I can feel it. Damn it! Oh, I guess I'm starting out 2024 with some acne. No big deal. Cello pencil is my absolute favorite. I love it. Y'all know, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I love my cello pencil. Yep. Comb these bad boys out. Oh, I forgot to plug in my phone. Damn it. Jamie makeup. We love her. We love her hair. The eye stick. Fifth and final one. This one I learned, it was very personal for me in 2023. If you just started following me and you don't know, I have grown up my entire life with panic disorder. And I had my first panic attack in the 4th grade. Taking my entire life to basically get over it. So one of my biggest fears when I was growing up was traveling, because my very first panic attack was when I was in my 4th grade classroom and I wasn't at home in a comfortable place. And every panic attack after that would happen like when I wasn't home. So what ended up happening was I started to develop a little bit of like a mild agoraphobia, where I would basically just be scared to go anywhere, like shopping, kids' birthday parties, like if I was invited to a birthday party, sleepovers, basically anywhere that wasn't my home, or someplace that I found extremely comfortable, like school or something. Even though school was weird, because obviously you go there almost every day, so like it was kind of, I was already desensitized to it. Even though my first panic attack was in school, I was still okay with school because you go there every single day, so almost every day. So kind of had to get over that one like real fast. Doesn't matter, like I would just cry and cry and cry before we left, and like my parents are like, what is wrong with you? Like, what the hell? And it would be because I was so scared of having a panic attack. Even though like once I got there, I was fine. It was just like the anticipatory anxiety leading up to it. So in 2023, I basically had to overcome this fear, because now, I mean, my first panic attack was when I was like, how old are you in the 4th grade? Like 9 or 10 years old. It's taken me, I was 35 in 2023, so 25 years to overcome the travel fear that I have. And I had to do that because my husband is a power lifter and he travels to certain places to have these like powerlifting meets basically. I had to quickly get over this fear because we were going to South Dakota for a trip to a meet. I had to go for him, and he was like, you don't have to go, like, I understand, but also I don't like being home alone because panic disorder. Yay. I have like a lot of fears that I had to get over in 2023, and one of them was traveling, which was actually the biggest one. I had to learn to get really uncomfortable really fast. Where did my mascara go? What the hell? Oh shit. I don't know where my mascara went, but I gotta have a backup. So I started doing a lot of research about the particular side effect of panic disorder that I hated, which was DPDR, which is depersonalization, derealization, which actually is this feeling of being outside of your body and not having control of your body and kind of being in like a dreamlike state. I have been afraid of this one side effect for 25 years. It has stopped me from experiencing multiple things in my life. It's not really harmful. It's basically your brain taking a step back and trying to protect you because it's in panic mode for no reason at all. I've always tried to educate myself on this because knowledge is power, and researching things and whatnot can really help when you have like an anxiety or phobia towards something. It wasn't until 2023 that I learned that this happens because it's out of love. When I heard that for the first time, something in my brain actually switched. It was a perspective I had never looked from before. I always thought that my body was against me, that my brain was against me, that it didn't want me to live a life of joy or fulfillment or whatever it might be. I always thought that my mind and my body and my spirit were against me, leading me to be extremely depressed, extremely anxious throughout my entire life, because I just figured this is it for me. I'm stuck at home. I'm never going to be able to, you know, live a full life and experience things. What I was afraid of was just a little bit of discomfort. What I was afraid of was getting outside of my comfort zone and realizing what this actually was. One of the people that I follow on TikTok, her name is Lily. It wasn't until I was watching one of her TikToks that she was like, it's not your body that's against you. It's your body just actually loving you. And when I thought about that, I thought, holy shit. This isn't actually, I can go out and do things because if anything, I have extra love for myself. I have extra love and protection for myself. I'm just looking out for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. From that point on was learn to be uncomfortable. So most of the time when I would have this fear, basically just this anticipatory anxiety, I'd be so afraid that it was gonna happen, and the anxiety leading up to it was almost too much for me. And it was extremely uncomfortable and I hated it. I usually just decided, whatever, I'm not doing it. Fast forward to 2023 and a new perspective. All I had to do was just learn to live with the discomfort a little bit, because all that discomfort was me just looking out for myself. Believe it or not, I was able to not only go on this trip, I was able to vlog, I was able to not only have a good time, I had the best time of my life. I have met some of the most amazing people, and my husband already signed up for next year's meet. We're actually sad to come home. If I hadn't learned to just persevere through the discomfort, I never would have been able to get on that plane and go and have the experience that I did. 2023 for me was learning to be uncomfortable, but looking at the discomfort from a much more positive standpoint. To know that sometimes when you live in the uncomfortable, that's typically where the things that are meant for you happen. Nothing good ever really comes out of staying in your comfort zone, sitting at home, just doing nothing and just being like, oh, well, I guess this is it for me. Nothing good ever came from that. So much good came from finally getting out of the house and traveling and getting on a plane and just enjoying my life. The comfort zone is where I'm safe, and it's not where I'm gonna learn anything or do anything or see anything and have new experiences. I'm gonna strive to be uncomfortable. Usually when things are a little uncomfortable, that means that you're about to level up, boo. You about to change your whole freaking life, okay? All right, guys, so that's it. I hope that you found these 5 things really helpful, and honestly, I mean, if you take none of them, or if you take all of them, or maybe just 1 or 2 here and there, whatever you do, just practice what makes you happy in 2024. Stop living by someone else's standards, by getting validation from someone else. Live your life for you and what makes you happy, basically. If you have any other things that you're practicing in 2024, please put them down in the comments. Let's all learn from each other and help each other. And of course, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and I'm so happy to be here in 2024. I can't wait to see what 2024 has in store for me. And yeah, I guess that's it. I love you all so much. Happy New Year. And until next week, I will see you later. Bye.